Bro, episode 3 already? Yo, this is crazy. Anyway, today's conversation highlights the experiences of 2 women in the male-dominated music industry. But can I be real with you real quick? This season was filmed completely out of order. And this episode specifically was filmed after a conversation I had with a friend that brought me so much clarity. A friend that you actually will see later in the season, as a matter of fact. This episode felt so good to film because it felt like we were finally getting to what this show is really about, honoring the in-between. We're talking about how they both are using their journeys of growth and discomfort and channeling that into their art. That sounds pretty damn dope to me, okay? This is a good episode. Enjoy the show. What is going on, y'all? Welcome to The Golden Hour with Rose Golden. I am your host, Rose Golden, and I am ecstatic to bring to you today's episode with 2 incredible beings. Today, we have Cagebird and Rae.Dianz. Wait a minute, hold on. Thank y'all so much for being here today, and I want y'all to introduce yourselves, but before we do that, I want to introduce the topic a little bit, okay? So today we are going to break down their experiences and their journeys as music artists, right? I believe, and I'm saying this with conviction, that y'all are destined for success. Very much so. So the fact that we're having this conversation today, I want to talk about y'all journey, what it has been so far, and then what it will be. Okay, so we're gonna break that down today about the entertainment industry. But before we get to that, what is y'all word for the day? How we feeling today?
I'm gonna say abundant.
Very.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How was you, Rae?
I feel grateful. Truly.
Beautiful. Thank y'all for that. Okay, so can you tell the people a little bit about who you are? Whoever wants to go first can go first.
Got it.
Well, my name is Radiance. Hi.
Yes, it is.
Spelled RAE.DIANZ. So I am a psychology major dropout. I have focused a lot of my craft within music, within painting, within graphics, all to be about introspection, understanding self without the negative effects of big pharma, from taking pills to relying on therapy or psychiatry. I feel as though there are a lot of things that we can learn within just looking at who we are. So I guess I've been pushing forward within trying to bring the light of that, I guess, over the past few years. And I've just been kind of honestly looking to do more philanthropic work over the past couple of years, especially since COVID hit. Learning my journey as I go.
Okay. Thank you.
Word.
Thanks, Rae.
Thanks, Rae.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Cagebird. That's spelled Cvgebird. And who am I?
That's a great question.
I'm an artist first, performer, songwriter, musician. I'm also a mentor. I'm also a daughter and a son. It's like, no, let me stop. I'm just a being here trying to spread light, living in my passion and my purpose, and provide that same, like, music's always been like therapy for me, especially growing up. And before I was an artist, I was a poet, so being able to express myself and being able to, like, process things, whether if it became a career or not, I think was always very important. So I try to make sure that, the kids I mentor, I work with incarcerated youth, and I do my best to make sure I'm providing that type of space that was very instrumental for me, to the same kids that grew up in the neighborhoods that raised me. So, that's kind of like what I do. I feel like my journey is always expanding, so I'm here for the expansion and, you know, to level up and elevate with the people that's great, you know? So
Ooh,
that's Cage.
That's a bar.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? Oh, you know what I mean? And there's no A, you know, it's a V because we flying free.
Right.
You know what I mean? We not caged in no more.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Ah, dang. I love y'all so damn much. Okay.
I would love you too.
Before we get into our conversation, let's do a little icebreaker, okay? So we are pulling some cards from the We're Not Really Strangers game. This is level 2.
Let's go.
And level 2 is about connection, okay? So I'm gonna just have the both of y'all. I'm gonna shuffle real quick. I'm gonna have them. Let's shuffle these cards real quick, okay?
Oh, man.
Let's see. Hold on. Okay.
You ready?
I'm not. This game definitely be asking.
Pick a John, any John.
Pick a John.
Any John. That's a Philly way to ask it, all right?
Yeah.
Cage, you too.
I hope it's a good John. Let's see what's cracking.
So,
Damn.
I wish I could cheat.
Aight.
My eyes ain't that good. I need glasses.
it's not as luxurious as you think it is.
I
So.
always wanted glasses and braces.
You don't want to have to pay to see. I promise you.
I don't.
I promise you. It's, you know. All right. Whoever wants to go first may begin.
What is something you wouldn't want to change about yourself?
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
So is this game like I say it and then you tell me about myself, or I tell you about yourself?
No, you answered the question. What is one thing that you would not change about yourself?
Oh, my personality. I don't know anybody like me.
One of one.
It's
literally.
I'm like a good mix of my parents because my dad's like really close to it, but he just takes it over the edge. Like he goes farther than I ever.
Shout out Bam Bam.
You know what I'm saying? He love him some Rose Golden, all right? Like,
Shout out Bam.
you know what I'm saying? So like that vibe of I really did not like myself growing up. I was also raised by people that didn't know how to get to know me. My dad really loved me, but me and my mom had a little bit of a issue, and I feel like when you're not taught to love yourself, and when you're taught that you're a problem so much, it makes it difficult to see like what is good about me. Am I the problem? Am I the chaos? And I was literally raised everything that was good about me was wrong. So I didn't really learn like who I really was until I was around other people that saw me for that, and even then it took me some time to really believe it.
Yeah.
So like to be bipolar, to be a woman, to be a Cancer, to be a feeler, to be a healer, to a lover, a fighter, somebody that just wants to be free in a lot of ways. Like it took me a long time to be here, and I would not change that for nothing.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, gratitude.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Cage, what you got?
So my question was, how can you become a better person? Right? So
Great
I feel
question.
like, yeah, it's a good one. I feel like for me personally, it's like I look in the mirror and be like, all right, how can I become better than I was yesterday? Right? And I think in order to do that, it takes a level of like forgiveness, right? Being able to forgive yourself, be gentle with yourself and your process. 2, being accountable for what's yours. Because I think a lot of times people don't know how to be accountable. People don't know how to be like, all right, I made a mistake or I took a L. Let me self-correct or whatever. A lot of times I think folks are always projecting, and that could be due to trauma, the world, so many different things, right? So I think for me personally, I had to learn. I've always been the type of person where I'll take all the blame for peace. I'll be like, all right, fine, it's all on me, whatever. Let's just be in a good space. So I think in this part of my journey, it's about taking accountability for what's mine and that's it, you know? And like just having grace and compassion for where people are at. Like, all right, I know what's mine. This ain't mine. I know that's yours. You may not be ready to know that that's yours, and that's okay. But I'm not going to feel bad about what's not mine.
That's not my responsibility.
That's not my responsibility.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm going to be accountable for what's mine. I'm going to forgive myself for mistakes. I'm going to do my best to recognize those patterns. I'm going to do my best to be open to hearing, you know, from people that are, you know, tribe that I trust, that are going to let me know that I know have my best intentions, you know. And I'm going to level up and do better, and I'm going to love myself through it. I'm going to celebrate myself and be like, oh, you know what? All right, I look a little drippy. My house a mess, but I look good, whatever. Like, I'm going to give myself love and praise and just know that I'm human. So I can only be better than who I was and learn to love myself more each day.
Yeah.
You know, so,
Facts.
and be a vessel for whatever needs to vibe through. So that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I received all of that. Thank you for that. And that was actually a really good segue into our first question. Okay, so thank you for that, Cage.
No doubt.
You can leave the cards there. That's fine.
Right.
But in this journey of becoming, right, we know that we're always becoming our best selves. We're always trying to reach success. But if y'all could, in like a couple sentences, can you tell me a little bit about who you want to be as an artist in 10 years? Give me that. Give me that vision. We are in 2032. Wow, that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
What kind of artist? Who do you want to be in 2032?
That's a heck of a question. Start that one, friend?
You want me to start that
I
one,
would
friend?
absolutely love if you did.
All right.
That's
So I think the artist I want to be is the artist I'm becoming. Like, I don't want to make music because, I gotta have a pop song, or I gotta have this, or I gotta have that. Like, I want to create what feels right to me, and I want to be a free artist, and I think that's the whole thing about Cagebird. You know what I mean? Like, I think when you're growing up in certain environments and certain things, like for me, my joy was always through song. Like, it's how I could protect myself and survive and get through the day. But at the same time, when you open up that cage and that bird flies free, you free, but you never forget where you came from. And that's why the freedom is so much more gratitude for it, because you know that not everybody makes it out, right?
Yeah.
So, like...
That's a fact.
Yeah, so,
That's a
like,
fact.
in 2032, like, I want to be an artist that is not afraid to express, is not afraid to put it out, is confident whether it's only one person that hears it or a million people. The artist I want to be is an artist that's like, over the top, so to speak, or that breaks through. But I'm also bringing up the people that came with me and making a path for my mentees, for my kids. You know what I mean? Like, I want to get them out them cages, bring them around the world, and fly free with me, knowing that their voice and their story is important, and giving them a place to express that doesn't just have to be what we know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I want to make music that feels good. I want to cross genres. I see myself I have this vision that I've had for a long time. When I listen to certain songs I make, I see it still, but like I see myself in a big arena, it's like I see it in another country, a big stadium, big arena with my band, and I'm performing, and it's tens of thousands of people with their lighters up or their phones up, healing through me, and divine energy just flowing through and giving what the people need. And I know a lot of times, like when you are being or a vessel of divine, right, there's a lot of wickedness and shadow work that'll come up to stop it. Because once you break through that place, it's a wrap, So I think I want to be at a place where I'm breaking through. It don't matter what's trying to stop me. It can't stop me because it's divine path and purpose. So I'm just trying to be on my divine path and purpose in 10 years from now, and global.
Yeah.
Not just local, but global.
Yeah. Well, I had chills when you were speaking, so I think we know what it is. So Radiance, your turn. What happened? What you say?
Think about the spotlight on it. Just like,
Yeah,
a little dust behind. Like, you don't got birds at your show when you get to that joint.
That's gonna be different.
Marbles,
Yo, that's lit.
That's
right?
actually really fire.
That's a good jump.
And then like
Having
let
the
them out
birds
the
and
cage.
let them out and let them just fly
As
free.
soon as that arena joint,
Yeah.
let your bird fly free.
Fly free with no fleas.
Good Lord.
Yep. All right. What about you, Ray?
For myself, it's been a little bit difficult within the beginning of the year
That's why I
because a
can't
lot
drink
of
water.
I did. That's okay.
That's called dripping.
It's called drippy.
Right. Look,
that's
all
like
good.
The faucet. But what happened? I honestly been having such a difficulty this year within finding, I guess, me, because every 6 months I'm a new version of self.
Absolutely.
And I keep running through her so fast that I'm just a lot of my wants keep shifting. And ever since the pandemic even started, I started doing a lot of social media work and managing that and things like that. And that was all well and good, but I don't think that's what suits me anymore. So like I think now like I just want to travel and play. And I grew up raised by musicians, but over time they kind of lost sight of what they were playing for, and they kind of gave up on the dream. It went from having music all the way in the house to not at all. And not having my dad play in the crib is like, what is that? So in 10 years, I'll be, 35. I want to be able to have a nugget. I would really like that. I would love to be traveling and playing anywhere.
Okay.
I want to be able to pull up to any jam in any state, on any whatever, and just play.
Yeah.
Like, I play flute. I want to be able to play flute well.
Yeah.
And be able to teach children at that point. Like, I just want to be able to have fun, because I feel like my biggest thing right now is just freedom. Because no matter how old I get, I'm always going to be playing music.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm meant for, but my whole family is actually ingrained in some type of theater, art, or something. I didn't know that. I didn't even know that. So, like, I feel like just naturally it's going to happen. So I don't really have any expectations for anything. I don't really have any wants either, because I feel like having so much attention and things like that, it felt good in a weird way for a long time, but, like, I don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm just playing to play.
Yeah. Okay. I like that, especially about not having expectations, because there's one thing I know is that we can make a plan, but God's gonna laugh at
that
it.
shit going. I'm sorry.
Got it. No,
that's
it's okay.
Shift.
Yeah, it's gonna shift, because, like you said, every 6 months, every few months, we're going to change. You know what I'm saying?
With every day that you choose, every choice you make.
Right.
That's a good point. Like, if it's funny, because I feel like people sometimes look at you, but they don't look at you in your growth. They look at you from like 5 years ago,
Absolutely.
or 6 months ago,
Yeah.
or 2 years ago, or where they met you at,
Or where they're at.
or where they're at. Because sometimes people are still back in the day,
Yeah.
so they can't see how you've evolved forward.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes I'm not here to convince you, but I'm here to show you where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I really like resonate with what you said with like, yo, I'm a new person every 6 months. I don't know what my goal is gonna be 6 months from now. I know this vision I have, you know, and I know it's gonna manifest. But that's why I say I'm just trying to be where I'm supposed to be.
Exactly.
You know what I
that.
mean?
It's such a beautiful thing too.
It
Like we were
is.
talking about earlier, you know what I'm saying? Like, where we were is not where we are now. You know what I'm saying?
And you ain't gonna stay because you don't want that.
Not at all. Not at all. So then with that, when or at what point in your career or in your life were you able to look at yourself and say, I am not where I want to be? And not only that, but were you ready to take action? What did that point, or when was that point in your life?
I feel like that's multiple places in life. I feel like I just felt like that a month ago.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But I think the first time, I don't know, I knew when I wanted to make music. Like in high school, I was like, yo, I know. I went to Kappa, vocal major, vocal major. Shout out to Kappa. But I remember like when I was there, I didn't, I was still caught up in a lot of things. And growing up where I was at, it was hard to even feel like it was a possibility, you know? So, like, post-high school, though, when I got into college and I didn't have no art classes, it was like,
that does sound
is this life? Like, is this real? I don't like this feeling. I don't like how this feels. I don't like where I'm at. I need to be doing music. That's my passion.
Yeah.
You know, so as life went on, kind of like to Ray's point, we change as we evolve. So at certain points, I'd be like, all right, I reached this goal, but I don't feel like I'm where I want to be at yet, you know, or maybe my goals are shifting or the vision is crossing. So I think every few months I have that, this isn't where I want to be anymore. This isn't serving me anymore. What do I need to, what needs to adjust? Is it the way I'm thinking about it needs to adjust? Or is it something externally I need to reevaluate, you know? Like I said earlier this year, I was like, what am I doing? Like, all right, I got this fire track out, this video's popping, I'm doing shows, but like, what's next for me? And I didn't know the answer, and I think I'm as an artist, you always figuring it out, right? But for me, I'm a very spiritual person, so like, I just kind of went on like a spiritual journey to figure that out, and Grateful Divine Energy just kind of revealed a lot of things in the last few weeks where it's like, I feel like this is my year of aerial view, you know, instead of just seeing this right here or like the small turn things that ain't working out and getting frustrated or whatever. It's like, I feel like Creator is just showing me the aerial view of how it all connects. And having that relieves so much pressure, you know, and relieves so much anxiety, because it's like, I'm not a one-dimensional person. I'm not a one-dimensional artist. There's so many multifaceted things. Like Ray, like, you know, your art visually to your sound is fire.
Right.
But I think that's because you didn't limit yourself to one lane. You know what I mean?
That did help, yeah.
And like knowing that, like, oh, there's multiple lanes. I know it's my lanes. I know it's not my lane. You know, but I can always expand. And having that aerial view of like, oh my God, I see how everything connects. It's so much less pressure because then it's just about timing. All I gotta do is show up every day to do better.
Yeah.
To become a better person.
Right.
And that aerial view is gonna come into fruition. If I see it, I can alchemize and manifest it. There's gonna be some shit, of course, because life is always some shit, especially as women of color, right?
Always.
So it's cool. I already know what's coming. I already know I'm strong enough. I know my ancestors are with me. I know that I'm protected.
Yeah.
So whatever's not supposed to be there is going to remove itself
Exactly.
so that I could be surrounded with what is and who is supposed to be in that part of that aerial elevation.
Right. So question about that real quick, though, right? Because from my understanding, I know and believe that life is lived forward and understood backwards, right? So how does that connect to, or is that what you mean by having an aerial view? Is that like, you know, I've been through this, like this feels familiar. This experience I'm having right now, I've been through this already, so I know what to do, or like break down this aerial view.
Aerial view is understanding everything that had to happen for me to get to where I'm at.
Okay.
The bigger picture.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And to see that bigger picture.
Okay.
And some of it is like re-looking at the past, like, oh, this is why this didn't work out the way it's supposed to.
Yo.
Why ain't I here yet? And da-da-da-da-da-da. It's not about nobody else. It's not about anything else. Nobody could stop you from becoming.
Exactly. Yo.
Your destiny is already written, right?
Write
So it's like, yeah, you look back and like, oh, okay, I see why this happened the way it did. Or I see what brought me here. I see the whole picture.
Yes.
Right? So, like, now I can look back at everything with gratitude, you know? Everything. The lowest of lows to the highest of highs. These highs may not have felt so high if it wasn't for this low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This high now that I've received, when that low comes back to me, I'm going to remember how the highs feel in my body to bring me out of that low.
Yeah.
Yo.
And I could just keep my focus on the aerial view.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some shit. It's gonna be drama, whatever. People gonna say stuff about you that ain't true or only see you from their perspective. That's fine. I could see the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Divine is giving me the aerial view, so I just gotta focus on that and let it take me through.
And I can remove my emotions from it as well. It's okay to feel it, right? It's okay to feel the feelings, right?
Right.
But also saying that had to happen, and okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I know I'm feeling this way. I honor this. I'm gonna sit into it. But okay.
But I can still get through this. And then it's like, all right, why am I feeling? For me, it's like, all right, what's the real trigger of my feeling?
Ooh.
Is it like something that's happening presently, or does this just look like something that happened in the past that's re-triggering something I haven't let go yet?
Right.
And just getting down to that root.
Whew, that's the whole rabbit hole I could really go down.
I'm happy for y'all. I ain't gonna
I'm happy for us. You feel me?
One, everything that you said out your face hole.
My face hole. There's multiple.
There's
The one that
kind of the big
words.
John.
The one that
Yeah.
says words.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one.
Okay.
Yo,
The big one.
Bob, that was. Oh man, like that perspective. To be honest, like that is somewhere that a lot of people don't reach. That is a beautiful perspective to see things as they are. Remove your emotions because sometimes they ain't yours, and just see everything as it is and be grateful for what has happened for you, not to you.
Yes.
And it's a practice. It's not always easy.
It's a
You feel
lifestyle
me?
change.
It's a practice because, I mean, I'll be honest with y'all, like, a lot of what I'm even saying is, like, things that was, like, recently prophesized to me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So when that happened, it's like, it allowed me to see the clicks and see you know what I mean? But it's definitely a practice. Like,
Life.
yo, just last week I was I had this crazy positive week, right, in the midst of like a horrible month. You know what I mean?
Word.
And I'm like, all right, bet I'm feeling good. Da 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 da. I'm like, I go out for like, you know, I never be outside. Like I'm always in my own world.
Word.
And I go and someone I haven't seen in over, I ain't gonna say names, but somebody I haven't seen in over like 10 years, right? That that I used to have a lot of control over my emotions. You know what I mean? Or how I feel. You know, it was somebody I used to deal with. You know what I mean? Probably a very serious relationship, and I'm around this person like this close. We haven't been in this close proximity in a while. You know what I mean? And it's still whatever. Like it's 10 years ago, I'm cool, whatever, like that. But when you that close, things come up, and shit came out. I was like, oh my god, how the hell? Of course, this will happen right after I'm feeling, you know what I mean, good.
Yeah.
But it's able to see like, oh, okay, this is a spiritual attack. I haven't seen you in mad long, so the point that I'm at my growth, you come, it's a test. And you know what? I got nothing but love for you. I'm cool. Like,
I'm
you know
gonna ace
what I
this
mean?
test.
I'm gonna ace this test. I'm gonna send you love. I'm gonna forgive myself, and I'm gonna forgive you. And you don't have to know that.
Yeah.
But I got that aerial view.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even when that stuff comes up for me, it's like, all right, all right, this is crazy. But you know what?
Yeah.
If this didn't happen the way it went down, you may have not been at the point you need to be at. I'm not at the point that I wouldn't have got to the point that I needed to be at.
Yeah.
Thank you for the lesson. I never take an L.
Right.
Come
You
on.
feel me?
I never thought about a spiritual.
And before we get back to Ray for this question, I saw
the question.
the question about the one that we had before.
My fault.
No. This is all amazing.
Right.
You doing your
About
job.
lessons, about tests, right? I saw a video of somebody who said that they've been praying for the ability to not look at finances as if like they need money, right? To be financially abundant, right? The next day, her car got towed and she got a ticket. And then she at first was flipping out and freaking out, but then she was like, "Wait, I prayed for this, right? I asked for the ability for money to not be an issue. When my car got towed, yes, it was hard for me, but I paid that ticket. I paid for my car to from when it got towed.
Yeah.
It might have hurt my pride or hurt me, but it wasn't really an issue.
I was able to take care of it.
So the way in which God answers prayers is very interesting. It's very interesting.
I feel like prayers got to be so intentional.
Very.
Because if you don't say it right, you're like, you got it, but it's not the way that you planned it. So it's like,
very rarely
right.
is it in the package in which we think it is, right?
It's not the way that you want, it's in the way that you need.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, and if it was comfortable, would it really be a lesson? Like, could you really show tenacity if you didn't have an obstacle?
Right.
You can't grow in comfortability, right?
Right.
So you gotta get a little uncomfortable sometimes.
Thank you.
Thank God for uncomfortability.
Radiance. At what point did you realize you were not where you wanted to be at?
I'm never really where I want to be at.
Okay.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm consistently always in question. Like, I'm just not satisfied because there's more. There's always more.
Yeah.
And not in the sense of like I'm all like eyes bigger than the stomach, but like I was sheltered for so long as a kid. I didn't really get to experience a lot. I didn't know what real love felt like. I didn't know what loving myself felt like. I didn't know what traveling outside without my parents felt like. Like, I'm just learning how to drive now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm learning all the things that I could have learned 10 years ago, for real. So I feel like I'm just kind of catching up to myself in a lot of ways. So, like, every quarter, I check in.
Okay.
Every quarter.
That's fine.
And I'm like, oh, I don't like this. And it happens naturally. I don't do it on purpose. But my friends know every month that I'm checking in with whatever is not feeling good. Because I have a mood disorder. I think that's the biggest thing. I had to understand, like, my nutrition and how my brain worked for the first time because I was always in mania or I was in delusion for a really long time. So it made it difficult to see what really was and what I thought it was. So when stepping out of that, I feel like I'm able to experience life as it is rather than what I wanted it to be or what I thought it was. So like I feel like I'm constantly checking in now. Just because I feel like I'm still growing into me. But I feel like I'm never going to stop doing that.
Right.
But there's so much, like, so many versions that exist within this whatever that I'm just trying everything. And I'm probably not going to stop.
Yeah.
So every quarter I check in. I learned about love this year and attachment styles. I learned I had an anxious attachment style due to, like, early trauma of not getting certain affections.
Yeah.
I learned how to work with that. Learned about building relationships the month after. And this month I'm learning that I don't actually like being a content creator. I don't.
Good for you.
I actually,
yeah.
if I wasn't doing my gallery right now, I would literally turn off like all of that. Because I see everybody. I think my biggest thing now is like I want to see everybody in person. I want to maintain these conversations without needing the phone in that way.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to always DM and everything. I want to be able to call somebody and maintain that conversation.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I can do that without having to see them on my timeline to remind me that they exist.
Ooh, dang. That was good.
Right?
Yes, Lord.
That was really good. And you know what you said too, right? About when you had first began, like getting to the point where you can balance not being fully satisfied, but being content with where you're at. That is the level of discernment that I'm trying to get to. I know, and I recognize that I'm not where I want to be, right? I believe that I am going to do amazing things, and, you know, there are definitely habits and themes I want to get rid of, but, like, but right now, being like, I love you.
Yeah.
Being able to look in the mirror and say, I love you, you're doing a great, you're doing a good job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to be able to say that.
Absolutely.
Even though you know there's more.
Of course.
Are you content with what's on your plate?
Yeah. So trying to balance that has definitely been a crazy lesson for myself.
With time, to be honest, like there's no rush, and that's the biggest thing. Is like we can always see where the end goal is and where we want to be, but you're right here. You woke up, you're sheltered, you're able to wash your butt,
right?
Like, to
sure can.
Good, to call your friends, to do everything that you could to even get to this moment right here, to even enjoy this, because there's some people that don't even got friends like us,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that's it for me too. Is like Ray said, we never where we want to be at, right? Yeah. And I think it's a lesson I'm really just starting to really understand. Kind of like what you're saying is like, yo, I woke up today. Like, I got 10 fingers and 10 toes. I got my eyes. Yeah. I'm for the most part, able body.
Yeah.
Right?
My limbs work.
My limbs work.
Yeah.
I got a roof over my head. I got running water. I look good.
Yeah.
Really?
Right.
We look good.
Right. We look good.
You know what I mean? Like, and I think those are the ways that we got to affirm ourselves. It's like, we may not be where we want to be at, but we blessed.
And I'm not where I was.
And we not where we were.
Where I was.
And at the end of the day, like, how many people get to wake up and do this on a Saturday?
Child.
Sorry, I didn't mean to give the day away. But like, you know what I mean? How many people get to wake up and say, like, oh, I'm about to just, do this fly behind interview today. Fit check, vibe out, you know what I'm saying? Eat a little, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's real. It's a blessing. It's a lot of people, and like I said, like, with the work I do, I think where I grew up at, and so many of my, like, family that's been impacted by incarceration and just poverty and things like that. It's like, man, I get to pick what I'm gonna eat today. I don't gotta spend 23 hours in solitary, 1 hour out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
I don't, like, it's so many blessings.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's important to be mindful every day.
Yeah. Even to your point about doing this, right? I believe everyone should have the ability to chase their dreams, but sometimes it's a luxury.
It's
a luxury.
It's definitely
to be able to chase my dreams.
You're in the mind of wanting to do it and push forward and wake up and be tenacious.
Right.
You could have given up a lot of times and you didn't.
Very much so.
So like, it definitely is a luxury to be in the mindset to eat well.
Yeah.
To be spiritually inclined.
Yeah.
To want to teach.
Yeah.
To want to be who you are. It takes courage.
Yeah.
So that's real life.
That sure does.
Yes,
yeah.
Lord.
And like you said, not everybody has that luxury to chase their dreams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think about my mom a lot. My mom used to be a dancer, and she, my pop, he was a conguero. They used to dance and all that kind of stuff. And one time, Celia Cruz came to Philly, saw them dancing, brought them on stage, offered them to go on, wanted to take them on tour, right?
What?
Yo, they fly.
Y'all lit.
They fly. But, like, a lot of times my mom, and she's okay with it, but she was like, oh, I'm pregnant. I can't go. Like, I got my family, and they chose to be there for us and kind of put their dreams and stuff on pause so they can provide for us. You know what I mean? So it's like, being able to chase our dreams is a luxury. It's honoring our parents, our ancestors that worked so hard and gave up so much, so we can have the ability to, like, hey, I want to do this. I want to see if I could do it, and maybe that'll shift. But I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
Yo, that is real.
Right.
That is a real drawing. To have parents that were in the mix and they put all their stuff down to be like, all right, pregnant.
I'm gonna
Like,
raise
what
this
was
family.
I'm gonna raise a
Yeah.
family.
My
I'm
dad
gonna
shaved off his
provide.
hair and stopped drumming. Like my mom made him cut his hair when he was like 30. And because
I can
they
see
had
Bam
me-
Bam with some locks.
Oh, he had
I
some.
can see
They
that.
went to Jamaica.
I
He
see
had
that.
abs, and
I
he
see
had
that.
hair. and
Bam
he used to-
Bam, that's his nickname. My pop's nickname is Wishbone.
Oh,
Woody Bam Bam
Y'all
and
got
Wishbone
y'all
used to
lit. Y'all lit. Dang.
Oh yes, Lord.
Wow.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
like, they
No,
definitely
I-
will put a back seat 'cause they said I got a nugget. Like,
Yeah.
my dad almost blew my ears off when he used to have the bass drum.
Right. The gratitude for our parents. Yeah, no, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying?
And the fact that we got parents, like not everybody has that
I
luxury.
got my parents right now.
And you know what I mean? They care.
Yeah.
You know, like I see so much. I feel like on a day to day, it's just like wow. It's a constant reminder of like,
Yeah.
we're lost in the city. It's like, no, let me stop.
Don't do that.
Shout out to
That's okay.
Fred. You feel me?
So we talked about where we were. And we talked about where we want to be, right? So for lack of better terms, right? We are in our golden hour right now.
Yes,
we are
ma'am.
literally in our in-between right now. So for y'all, how do you believe or how do you think you're going to close the gap between where you are now and where you will be?
You want to take that one first?
You got it.
Look, I did a bunch of Jones first just now. It's your
ready,
turn.
though.
So-
Okay?
Closing the gap.
Closing the gap. Let's close the gap between where we are and where we want to
I
be.
think my biggest thing is working smarter, not harder. I've learned to honor my work ethic because I used to be a little lazy. I ain't gonna hold you. And I used to let my mental health kind of cloud my motivation. So it made it difficult to like keep pushing forward. I would start stuff and I'm just like,
Right.
for life.
Yeah.
And then I got over it. And then working harder started making it easier to go through life. But then I feel like in the past year I've been kind of like OD overworking, going back to school, then having a couple jobs. Now I got too many jobs. And I've been just like, I've been grateful that I've been able to have opportunity to do that. But like, I don't even remember what it feels like to breathe sometimes. Like, and when COVID hit, I was a lot more tapped into my spiritual. I was around a lot more spiritual beings. I was a lot more still. I feel like I was able to find a lot more clarity within that, and I was still creating. So I'm looking to find that balance of breathing and being able to create and have all my balances come together as one. I don't think I have to move as fast as I have been. I don't think there's a rush to go anywhere. I think I need to just kind of be more still and enjoy what life has given me because I have a lot to enjoy. But if I'm always grabbing on to the new thing to do all the time, I don't have time to celebrate the things I have done.
Right.
I move so fast. I haven't even been able to be like, oh, I was there and I did this and I did that because I'm on to the next thing so fast.
Yeah.
And it looks good. Everybody's like, you look like you're doing great on Instagram. And I'm like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm so sleepy.
I went to go to bed.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm exhausted, actually.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's great, but it's like, it's also just me. It's not like I have a team. Like, I'm making everything myself from graphics to getting the releases out to sending everything for reviews and getting all that stuff out. And it's awesome. I at least know some of my own methods to help me get a little bit more expansive with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I also focus on where I'm not when I'm doing those things.
That's a fact.
So it's like, at the end of the day, like, I just kind of want to chill because the music is always going to be there.
Yeah.
Like, the painting is always going to be there. Like, getting this gallery together, that's what woke me up to it. When I'm trying to work at the school from 7:30 to 5 and go to work after that and then try to paint until 5 a.m. and then go back to work.
Yeah.
I was in the same thing last year when I got me a job at this biotech company getting, like, COVID tests and stuff like that. And I woke up at 5 in the morning, go to my second day of work. First day, 10 hours, 30-minute break, no windows.
Yeah.
No windows. On the top floor. It was a high floor.
That's tough.
You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely interesting. And the next day I was trying to paint that, that big headboard I had. I had this large headboard I created from like a bed frame and stuff. So like I made that drawing or whatever, and I was trying to paint it at 5 in the morning right before I went to work, and I had to sit there and I'm like, do I want to go to this job?
Right.
I didn't. So I didn't.
Right.
I quit and I took a tab and it was great. And I learned about how I didn't want to do that, but it was easier because unemployment was right there.
Okay.
So it's it. So.
Okay. So for you, working smarter, not harder, and what that means is slowing down, being still, and not rushing.
Enjoying
Okay.
life as it is.
Okay. All right, bet. Kate, what about you?
What was the question one more time?
It was like, we already talked about who you were, who you want to be, or who you are trying to become. What are you doing to close that gap between what you are trying to become?
The gap. I think for me, it's like just being present, and seeing the aerial view and enjoying the process.
Right.
And I think a lot of times we focus on like where we're going, and it can make the process a lot more, like bring a lot more anxiety to the process because we're not there yet. But it's like, I think it's about just enjoying the process, waking up like, yo, I got a lot of stuff to do. That's lit. I got a lot of stuff to do. And guess what? If I don't make it in this lifetime, this next lifetime, it's never going to stop. Energy don't die. It just recycles, you know? So whatever I don't get in this form, I'm going to get in the next. And I'll do what I can while I'm here and, like, not beat myself up for, you know, not being on time with this, you know, conditioned American, like, what is the capitalistic idea of I'm supposed to be, you know, a billionaire by the time I'm 22, thriving with my life. I don't come from billionaires. You know, it's going to take me a little longer. I didn't have those certain privileges growing up. So it's cool. My process might be a little longer, but it's always going to be on time.
Right.
And it's just enjoying the process, enjoying seeing the aerial view and watching as it all comes into fruition. Yeah. Even if it looks different from what I thought it was going to be like.
Okay.
Just enjoying the process, staying present, and seeing the aerial view. Wake up every day. First thing I do is I pray, give thanks, and see the aerial view. Ask for my protection, be a vessel, and just let the day go the way it's supposed to.
I'm going to keep that aerial view in my mind because now I can't not think about it now.
Bird and the
right, because it's Cagebird, but
I was just like,
aerial
plug socket.
view. Right. Right. So then
up.
in slowing
I might
down.
have to call that my next EP.
In aerial view. What do you say?
I said I might have to title that for my next project, Aerial View.
I think that's
good job.
Where you at?
That feels very good. So personally, but that's, you know, not my decision.
Right.
So for y'all, you said aerial view, you said slowing down. Are there any like specific skills or habits you believe that you're going to need to cultivate in order to get there?
Yeah.
What?
Meditation and yoga.
Facts.
Fasting. Even Adam actually reminded me about that the other day and said I don't eat before 1 or after 9. And I had to like remind myself, like literally.
Shout out to Adam the guy.
Just being a lot more cognizant, using the common sense. Just being as aware as possible, but just understanding there is no rush.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, journaling.
And I really love how you said like things that can help Rae, right? Like you didn't say, you know, I have to, you know, I don't know, take a class for painting, or you didn't say anything about like time management, which all these things could also help. But like, I love how your brain went to meditation, to improving self.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think that's the biggest thing that. Morning routine.
Dog.
That's okay.
Has
so
literally been a lifesaver.
Game changer for me in the last 6 months has been getting a morning routine before I talk to anybody. Before I get my day started, before I see a notification about anything, I don't touch it. So at the end of the day, I got an app called the Freedom app. It shuts down all my Instagrams and everything. First 45 minutes of the day. I had a morning routine drawing. Now it costs money, so I got rid of it. But I woke up. I drank my water first. I got a jug by my bed every day. I always drink water so my brain can get a little bit of wake up. I say what I'm grateful for. Whether I get up or I not, I look at the ceiling like, I'm grateful I woke up. I say at least 5 reasons why. I got to stretch because I have a bad back and I pull muscles easily. And when I don't stretch in my routine, I always feel it later. Yeah. I make sure that I have my supplements because sea moss, nutrition, bladder wrack, bitters, anything that can help you with your digestion or opening your eyes, ginkgo, tea, whatever. So having
establishing a routine, like something where you're like, it's solidified every single day.
No matter where you at.
Right. Like I can't do this until I do that. I can't start my day until I meditate.
Exactly that. And I had that week of 7:30 to 5:30 where I was working with the kids and I skipped it and I felt it by Saturday.
I believe it.
I had to sleep for 2 days.
Yeah. I believe it. Kate, how about you?
I mean, similar. Okay. You know, I think routine, like I do a similar thing of like I wake up, I say, what I'm grateful for. I drink the water by the bed.
Yes, Lord.
But I think the other thing that I do is I take 60 seconds just to kind of visualize how I want my day to go. And just focus on, like, try to meditate on that, and I pray. I pray, and then, I get on with my day. But I think, like, keeping that routine of, like, prayer and keeping my energy right, and kind of like what we're talking about of, like, getting that routine to make sure your energy is good, you're going out with the intentions you've made for the day. So regardless of how that day goes, you go out with that right mindset, or that right view.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
For the world see.
Yeah. And not taking nothing personal.
Right.
I think that's been my biggest thing of, like, being able to help me get there is, like, I think a lot of times, due to my own insecurities or due to my own trauma, I used to take a lot of things personal. Like, why they ain't hit me, or why they ghost me? Like, is it me? Kind of like what you were saying.
That's the thing,
But then I'm like, you know what? I didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
So if this person acting like that, maybe they going through something.
True.
I pray for them. But I can't take anything personal, because usually it's not about you. Everybody's got their own stuff going on.
We're literally operating in our own world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And if it is about you, it's gonna, you'll know.
Yeah.
You'll know when it's, and then that's a different situation. But like, for the most part, is if it don't apply, don't let it fly. You know what I mean? Just keep it moving, keep it grooving.
Thank y'all for that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna pause.
Aight.
Okay. And we're gonna do a really quick chit chat. Okay. As y'all know by now, I love to thrift. I do. I love clothes. I love boots. I love all of that. So I'm going to take a quick second to get into what we got going on today. The drip that I see in front of me, I want to break down. I want to talk about, because we know that we don't have to spend a lot of money to be cute. So let's get into it. Whoever wants to go first, let me know what you got on. Talk about it.
I love my colors. I like.
All right. So what am I doing today? So my favorite low key store, to get something fly for the low is Nordstrom. It used to be Century 21, R.I.P. They closed down. Yo,
Wait,
Nordstrom
Rack or Nordstrom?
Right, I was like,
either John, like Nordstrom Rack, Nordstrom Regular.
No,
They're not
Century
going
21
out of business. Century 21 did. That's where I used to go for my fits. But now, I go up there, found this little fit. I really like Obey. Like, one with the brand represents.
I thought you said you like Old Bay.
No, I bang with Old Bay, but I'm talking about Obey.
Obey.
You know
I got you.
So like, they had this John. I know there was we had like a yellow backdrop, so I was like, all right, let me look at this color wheel. Like, I don't know, I'm an audio person. I ain't really like a visual.
Got you.
So like, I talked to my creative director. Shout out to Kevin Coleman. You feel me? I was like, what color is blah blah blah? Check the John. He was like, it's what you should go with. I'm like, all right, bet.
Okay.
So I got little John. I found this. It had a little bit of the yellow. I'm like, oh, lit. Went to the rack, in Nordstrom. Got it for the Lolo. These Air Maxes are custom, so it's a custom yellow color. I probably gotta get them retouched a little bit, but everybody pays so much for sneakers and all that, and I kind of I'm like, that's cool, but I really like this color. It was hard to find. Air Maxes are mad comfortable. I found somebody to make them yellow. Did it with the John. I'm rocking this. Got it from Larea's Bodega. Shout out to Larea. My dad's ring. Keep my pyrite. You know what I mean? Keep my energy right. Keep the good going. Shout out to Crystal Alchemy. You know what I mean? For that. And that's about it. Gauges. You feel me?
Yeah.
Oh, Crispy Genie got my cut right.
Hello. Thank you.
Best barber in Philly. Crispy Genie. DSG Barbershop. Holla at it.
The energy.
All right, man. Thank you, Kay. Talk to me, Ray. Right.
How you follow up with that? Like,
what you mean? You are radiance.
What you mean? You fly.
Right.
I said what I said.
Like,
all right. So, pre-funeral wear.
Oh my goodness.
Because you killing everything.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
No funeral Ray.
Next time I have an album,
day.
you're going to hear Kay saying that. Cause
like, it's funeral Ray, killing them every day.
You know what I'm saying? Fabulous said it first.
That's good.
I got this from the beauty shop.
Yep.
Which I'm going to call it $3.
Yep.
Oh, wait, no. I got this for $1 at Circle Thrift. The one near, I think, no, it's near Urban Exchange. It's one down the street from it.
The one in Kensington?
Yes. Yeah, that one's actually really, really good. I got some really great stuff in really great condition from there. This is a hand-me-down from an old roommate. She was very bodacious and she couldn't wear it no more. I got my stockings from Pretty Little Thing for $5.
Hey.
I got my shoes from. I don't remember.
That's okay.
It's an online. It was one of them drawers that pop up when you're on Instagram. They be hearing you talk, and they be popping. Yeah, I was.
Like
I was
Ego?
talking about Block Heels.
Ego shoes?
Or
Sheen?
not Dawes Kill. Not Dawes Kill.
That's okay.
I think it's like Just Hers would be mine or something. But they were
Okay.
like $30. They're pretty
All
cheap.
right.
And I performed the hell out these shoes for 2 years. And they still rocking with
Let's
me. So that
go.
says a lot.
All right.
I got some Crystal Alchemy drip. This actually was a gift. I got some malachite from Crystal Drawing. This is from Eunomia. I got this from a poetry contest. I won, actually. And then, I got this from a little Asian man when I was going to my massage. I was going to get my my back cracked, and I was getting my first myskeletal massage. And this man walked up to me, and he gave me this for $2.
Oh.
That's my outfit.
Okay. Thank y'all for that.
Yeah.
What we got on today?
It was the crack for me.
I know, right? I know. I know y'all. Am I ashy? Maybe. But I know y'all see the boot. $30 Buffalo Exchange.
Ooh.
And then this little thing is a real thrift. This is thrifted from the one and only Alyssa Deja's closet.
Oh!
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to
Deja.
Alyssa
Yeah, I'm
for
saying.
this. But yeah, that's me. So thank y'all.
That's you.
Yeah,
Thank y'all for the fit check for
I
today.
know the vibes.
Appreciate y'all.
And, wait, where you get the earrings from? Can we see the
Ooh.
earrings, please?
These are old. These
So
are
they vintage.
old.
They're
So
vintage.
they're probably from like,
Somebody's thrift store.
or maybe like an
closet.
H&M or like a Forever or something. But I've had these for like, since like
Yeah.
2013.
Yo, I got these in
earrings.
I got these in
CVS.
Virginia Beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Much gauges?
Yeah.
That's dope. I like when jewelry's out of state sometimes. Like having little accessories. Like I got this belt from LA.
Right. Okay. All right. Let's hop back into these questions. Let's do a couple more, and then we will finish up. Okay.
All right.
So right now for y'all, right, the music industry that y'all are in right now, do you see a gap in the music industry that you yourself want to fill? Whoever wants to be in.
You got you. You got it.
Honestly, I guess kinda, but not really.
Okay.
My lane is more with the masculine, feminine, like the Queen Latifahs, the MC Lights, the Rhapsodies, things like that. And I guess more of my comparison goes to Lauryn Hill and Erica. There could be more of it, but there are so many MCs out here that are filling the gap themselves.
Okay.
I don't feel like I gotta overextend to fix anything, because honestly, the music industry, the major one, isn't pushing the best artists anyway all the time. I'm not gonna say everybody up there. It's not meant to be up there, but there are some really phenomenal sounds that are similar to mine that are already out here making waves in more of the local scenes or more in just the U.S. or in things like that. So I feel like I'm right where I need to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, really.
How about you, Cage?
How about you, Cage?
I think I'm where I'm supposed to be too, but I definitely do see like there's a gap as a queer woman on like more of the, I guess, like masculine side, singing and creating like the sound of music that I'm doing. I don't really see a lot of, at least not on a mainstream level. Like you got a couple dope artists, like there's a lot of fire like artists, but I think the only artists I've really seen make it over the top, so to speak, is probably Sid from the internet. You know what I mean? I don't really see a lot of like masked women of color that are like in the music industry that can be who they are. And record labels be like, oh yeah, that'll sell, let's put some money behind it. And you got Young Ma, you know what I mean? So like a couple, but it's like I'm not, like I think I'm just somewhere in the middle of the spectrum. Like I'm just me, you know what I mean? Like I wear comfortable clothes. I identify more on the mass side, but I'm, definitely like identify as a woman. My sexuality is fluid. All that type time. And I'm also very conscious about what I'm putting out. I'm very aware of that. So I don't really see a lot of artists making the music that I'm doing, and that look like me, so to speak. You know what I mean? Doing it. So I do see a gap there. I think it's a gap I could fill, especially like I'm not just an artist. I'm a songwriter. I'm a performer.
Yeah.
I'm an artist. I'm an A&R. I got I know some of the top artists I've ever met are behind bars. You know what I mean? They're phenomenal, but nobody knows who they are because the world believes in throwing people away, so to speak. You know, so I think there is a gap. I think it's a gap that I am filling. Yeah. And it's just a matter of catching up with timing. It's already written. I just got to get there.
Yes.
I got one addition.
Go ahead.
I think outside of rap and painting, I don't have a gap. Flute.
Okay.
Flute being integrated. Robert Glasper, seeing his Black Radio, seeing that integration of just like hip hop, jazz, re-meet each other in the last 10 years. I want to be able to be an addition to black female flautists. Because the only one they can think of is
I like that. Flautist.
I'm crying. I'm going to bring that to
flautist, right?
Flautist.
Flautist.
Yes, ma'am.
Damn. I'm a flautist. Sorry, that sounds really fire.
Yeah,
like, I don't know why.
Shit, mama, she's a flautist.
You're a flautist, okay? Amazing. Cage, you said something, it has missed me now.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. But it was in the sense of like, you know, you're going to get there, right?
Oh, it's already written. You just got to catch up the timing.
Thank you. It's already written, right? So, in my belief, there is a certain level of faith and foolishness that is needed to reach our goals, right?
Faith and foolishness.
Faith and foolishness.
Okay.
But sometimes we can lean on one side more toward the other.
That's belief.
Do y'all feel like, or tell me about a time you have leaned on, I'm going to go with the foolishness
What
side.
do you mean by foolishness?
Good question. So, like, that's like saying, I'm going to be a millionaire.
Not doing nothing about it.
Not doing nothing, right? That's it.
Okay.
Or it could be, I guess, I mean, I feel like the duality of faith and foolishness is like, I'm just going to pray and God's going to handle the rest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
it don't work like that.
It doesn't work like that, right?
Yeah.
So, like, do you ever feel like there was a time where you relied on God maybe a
Faith
little bit
without
too
works.
much?
Yeah.
Or there was a time where you were trying to be the creator and you were relying on yourself too much?
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead.
You know, I think definitely like the foolishness, I think quote unquote foolishness with me was just like unchecked mental health. You know, like so much anxiety, depression, functional depression, and like things that were like paralyzing me. Where like I know where I want to do and be, I'm gonna pray about it, but I'm too paralyzed to move. You know what I mean? I had to break through that and break out of that and like reach out, you know, which is something I wasn't used to doing. Like I've always been more like the caretaker, so just taking care of everyone. So it's hard sometimes you don't even know how to reach out for help. You just, I'll figure it out. You know, my whole life is I'll figure it out. It's cool. I'll figure it out. So it's like being able to pray about something and kind of change that inner voice. Like I think a lot of times my inner voice was driven by doubt or insecurities or you're not good enough or, you know, all those things you hear growing up that you kind of got to reprogram, you know. So like definitely have had those times. I think I was too much partying at one point. Like, I'm gonna make it. I'm about to go to the, you know, and just turning up way too much. And then, you know, looking back older, I'm like, man, I was right there. If I'd have had more focus and less like just trying to be accepted or be in the mix, you know, and just accepting myself. You know, like maybe I could have been where I thought I was supposed to be. But long story short is just like, you gotta put in the work, whatever that looks like, along with what you're praying for. Prayer without works is just
dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Ray?
Same one. When I was first coming up, when I finally found like a little bit of confidence, it turned to arrogance. So I kept thinking I had it, and I just had to keep being reminded, you ain't there yet. You got some more growing to do.
Yeah.
So I definitely had a lot of, and it was around the time when I was coming up. I feel like a lot of people were getting viral on like new platforms, and it was like a get famous quick time for some reason, and everybody was doing the influencer thing and stuff like that. Like that stuff just started becoming like bigger. Yeah. So a lot of the time, it felt like a lot of the chillax version was the way to go. Like to just kind of vibe out and you meet who you do, whatever. But yeah, no.
All right, y'all. I have one more question.
What's up?
I have one more question. And that is, knowing what you know now, what would you tell yourself 10 years ago?
Chill out, you got it. Just relax.
Yeah.
You know, like, you already are it. You don't got to prove it to nobody.
Yeah.
You know, love yourself. You good. Like, that's what I'd have told myself. And also, like, whoever ain't for you, forget them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's cool. You already got what you need.
Yeah.
You good. Just keep rocking out.
Right, how about
And
you?
focus.
And focus.
Focus.
That's my word of the week.
Don't focus on being accepted. Focus on finding yourself, accepting yourself, loving yourself. And be present with your purpose.
Super sidebar, but this is coming up for me right now. Whether or not we think about it, we're always focused. Whether or not we're focused on the right things.
Right. Focus on the right things. Focus on elevating yourself.
Yeah.
Focus on you,
Yeah.
not the way the world sees you.
Right.
That's a good point.
Right. Right. How about you?
I would say the 15-year-old me, I for some reason the first thought would be like, would I listen? Like,
Yeah, that part too.
Right.
Yeah, be like, that was a really hard time. Honestly, I don't know what I would say back then. At time, it was very difficult around that time growing up. I didn't have the same, I don't know, my struggles were different, like, in the sense of just, like, a lot of tension in the house.
Yeah.
So much. And I couldn't tell myself, I think I tried to get emancipated at the time. Like, so I kept trying to leave. I think I left when I was meant to leave. I don't think I would tell her anything different.
Okay.
She went through everything to be here.
Yeah. Even just like words of like, you know, like comforting. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. Like, everything is going to be okay.
Yeah, I guess it would be more of just like, just keep going.
Yeah.
Don't try to leave. Like, I know you want to escape everything, but just be present. And just know that you are all that you think that you are. Don't let them tell you different.
Fire.
I think one more thing I'd add is that I would have told my younger self is, yo, I love you, so can you now love me?
I love you, so can you love me?
If I'm talking to myself.
Okay. So
You
not
know
like
what I
your
mean?
future self,
Like,
but just like yourself.
If I'm talking to myself or my younger self, or if it's my future self talking to my younger self, like adult Cage talking to little Cage, like, yo, I love you. You are so fire. Can you love yourself?
Yeah.
Can you love me?
Right.
You already good. You know, like, it's cool. I know you're going through a lot. Just breathe through it.
Yeah.
Create through it.
Yeah.
You good.
Things I would do to be able to tell myself something 10 years ago, right?
I could go deeper, but take your time. I ain't getting into all of that.
That's
it's
okay.
cool. It's cool.
You thought you'd be?
Right now, am I who I thought I would be?
When you were little and you're like, I can't wait to grow up and do this, that, and the third, were you at least a little bit close?
That's a good question. I'm at least wearing the shoes I would want to wear, to
There
be
you
honest. I'm being completely honest.
I know you are.
As a kid, like, even ask my mom, whenever we would go anywhere, the first place I would run to is a shoe section.
Yeah.
The first place, I always love my boots. I always love my sparkly, you know, outfits and my, you know, dresses and my accessories. And, like, so in terms of wearing, yeah. I think my younger self would look at, well, I think myself 10 years ago, my 17-year-old self would look at me like, wow, she's lit. I'm not going to hold you. I think she would be like, okay, do we have this yet? No? All right, bet, but you still lit.
Right.
Cool. You know what I'm saying? I think
What
so.
was the question?
Are you who you thought you'd be?
Hell no.
Is that good?
I'm alive. I didn't think I was going to make it past a certain age, to be honest. I didn't really expect to be here past like 22. So
that's real.
definitely surpassed my dream. You feel me? So I'm not who I thought I was supposed to be, but I'm not who I thought I was going to be.
Right.
I didn't think I was even going to be here. But if I even had to think of that, thank God I'm not who I thought I was going to be, but I'm who I'm supposed to be.
Right.
You know?
And I love that for you.
Okay.
I love that for me too.
Thank you. Right. All right, y'all. Well,
right.
thank y'all so much for
Thank you
answering
for
all of my
having us.
questions, okay? we're going to move to the next segment.
Right.
Okay? And this is our little speed round that we got going on. Normally, what we do, right, with our speed round is we ask questions, you know, throughout 3 minutes. But this time, I feel like I'm gonna switch things up because I can, because I want to, okay? So what I'm gonna do is, y'all have 4 words that I'm going to need you to include, and you're going to create an 8-bar verse.
All right.
Okay?
You got some papers?
Do y'all want to hear the beats before?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I got AirPods in case me and Ray are rocking with different beats.
So I have 2 beats, and you know, y'all can choose one or the other, or y'all can do the same one. But also, shout out to Anthony Delgado, for providing the beats. You can find him at Produced by Delgado on Instagram. I will make sure to have his information on screen so you can find him, a fire producer, okay? But really quickly, can I have my phone so we can show them the beats that we got? Really quickly. Thank you, Mimi. Thank you. All right. So what we got going? Yes, I need to charge my phone. I know. All right. So this first one's called El Jefe. Okay. I picked these and I feel like y'all really like them, so I hope that y'all do.
What does that mean? The boss?
I think so.
Ready?
I didn't know if it meant Jeff.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Okay. That's the first one.
That little...
Next one is called Snapped.
I can hear that one for you, though.
Ready?
Ready.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
I just didn't know if they sound kind of similar.
We can do another one if y'all want to, but those
Which
are the
one
two
you
that I have.
feeling?
How you feeling?
Probably 2. They're a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I want to try anything.
Bet. So
So how
y'all
we
words
gonna do this?
are,
I
and
need
I'm going to
something
give you
right.
some paper in a second,
Alright,
okay?
cool.
So, Ray, your 4 words are character,
Syllables heard.
alien, moon,
Yeah.
and golden hour.
Oh, you freaky. Okay.
And Cage, you have fire, trap, stone, and golden hour.
Alright.
Okay?
Fire, trap, stone, golden hour.
Fire, trap, stone, golden hour. Let's get some paper in here.
Them songs got 3 syllables.
Yeah.
So we're not,
You know what?
we're not freestyling written, right? You said?
Written, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You write them down. And then, Mimi, let's bring in the paper and the pen. Thank you. Wait, hold on. I gotta shout them real quick.
Thank you.
All right, y'all.
Could you text me the beat and I'll listen to it on my headphones and write?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright. May I have my phone,
I'll do
please?
that
Thank
when
you.
we.
Character.
So your 4 words again are Ray. You have
Sound
character,
right. Yes, ma'am.
alien,
Yeah.
moon, and golden hour.
Okay.
Matter of fact,
Cage.
if you just, yeah.
You have fire,
Fire,
trap,
stone,
stone, and golden hour. Okay.
Gotcha.
So y'all,
cool, thank
while they do that, we're gonna take a quick break. Hey, what's up? How are you? Are you enjoying the show? I hope so. Really quick, before we jump back into the episode, could you do me a favor and look up? You can keep listening to my voice, right, and taking note of what's happening, but just look up and beyond your screen. What do you see right now? What do you hear right now besides my voice? What can you smell? Hopefully it's something pleasant. What can you taste besides your lunch that you had earlier? Yeah. And lastly, what do you feel? You feel happy, sad, anxious? Just take note right now of what it is that you feel. Cool? Cool. Can you do me a favor also? And after watching this episode, can you just be where your feet are today and practice presence? You can do that? Bet. All right. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the show. Welcome back. Right now we are in the speed round, and both Cage and Ray have about 10 seconds left to finish their verse. and then we're gonna get into it, okay? Y'all got about 10.
I made a hook.
You made a hook. Okay, I love it. Cage, you got 5, 4,
You see the pen? Look at it.
3,
You see
2,
the
1,
lips? Oh!
and let's do it.
All right, you got the hook, so you do the hook and I'll do the verse.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay.
We gonna see how that works. I like that.
Yeah?
It might be a next
I give also to give some background, right?
Yeah.
I met Rose at Global, right? But I also met Cage at Global, and I was getting into rapping for the first time. This was a rapper. Oh my gosh!
Global.
Global Village.
Right.
You just said global. I don't know.
No, you're right. Global
Sound
Village is it is a jam space. It is a family space. It is a space to be a creative and find tribe. Like, it is no one way to describe it, but the focal point for a long time was to have a free space for artists to come together, congregate, and be able to perform and feel free and incorporate also musical instruments and bands.
Only place where the audience is the headline.
You figure deal. So, like, to also be writing next to this whole fly-ass MF, like, I'm super mad. This moment definitely means a lot.
Man,
Yeah.
you fly
Full
too.
circle.
I'm glad we full circle.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah,
is one gonna go first and then the other, or we're
if
doing
you
it
got a
together?
hook, yeah, we're gonna do it
Yeah.
together. Like Ray's gonna
Okay.
do the hook, and I'll just go on with the
Smells
verse.
so good in here.
All right. So how do I start it over?
Figure it out.
Okay.
Pull it up.
Shout
That's
out
okay, I
to
got it.
Delgado as well.
Shout out to Delgado.
And then the little sample on the front was pretty fire too.
All
Where you
right.
guys start?
Yeah, take it.
All right.
I wasn't there.
So y'all don't need me to count you in, right?
Do your
Y'all
thing.
can just, all right.
You good.
And from the top.
No, wait till the sample hit.
Yeah, do your thing.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be you.
Once again, our lessons in the end. Character might extend, flowering into my golden hour, and we on the moon with it. Once again, outlandish alien, character might extend, flowering into my golden hour, and we on the moon with it.
I'm up at the golden hour, up in the trap, whipping up that fire. You be the flame, homie, I'm the lighter. Burning brighter, cause we shine together. Crystals and stones got my chakras in balance. Protected, cause I know they always attacking. What am I on? Got this paper that's stacking. And I keep it on me, you won't catch me lacking. Divine energy, this is not here for practice. That energy gon' take me right across the atlas. Realest one won't catch me acting. You catching these hands if I'm catching you hating on what I'm putting up. Got this by hand, hard work, nothing was out for luck. Catching these hands if I catch you be hating on what I be putting up. Cause I got this by hard work, there's nothing that has anything to do with luck. That last bar, I was
It's
trying
okay,
to work it
it's
out,
okay.
you feel me? But I think we got it.
Thank y'all.
Yeah.
Character might extend, flowering into my golden hour, and we on the moon with it.
Up at the golden hour, up in the trap, whipping up that flyer. You be the flame, homie, I be the lighter. We burning so brighter, cause shining together. Them crystals and stones got my chakras in balance. I'm protected, cause I know they always attacking. And what I be on, I got this paper that's stacking. I keep it on me, you won't catch me here lacking. I don't know. That's all I can remember. Gee, 3 minutes, 3 minutes.
Yo, kids, y'all freak.
Right.
Man.
Dang. Well, like the song said, y'all snapped.
For sure. Good job.
I felt like the vocal butter on the toast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Your voice is just the velvety everything I need to hear right now. So
I need to
y'all,
be on the radio.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that's on camera. Okay. Cool. All right, y'all. Let's wrap up. We got a couple more things to do. Okay.
right.
So I want to thank y'all for that. Thank you for your energy for that. Our next segment is You Got Served. Okay. So today, our soup is curry. Our stew is the curry classic. All right. I wanted something that was. Damn, what did I want something that was? I wanted something that was just like that left a good taste in your mouth. I
I'm
wanted
here
something
for
that
that.
felt good to eat because that's what y'all do for me. Every time I see y'all, I feel like I leave, I feel more elevated, I feel more lifted, I just feel really incredible. So I wanted that intention to be there today. So
Grateful, 'cause you're
are
really
we ready to bring in the soup today?
All right, let's get it.
Alrighty. Shout out Mimi bringing in the soup. Thank
Shout
y'all for
out to
clearing some
Mimi.
space.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'll take the
looks
spoons for you.
phenomenal.
Thank you.
It's like the blessings of fasting. Like,
Y'all want to take a spoon, any spoon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So y'all can join me in taking a bite. Y'all can go ahead and dig in real quick. I know I am hungry and
gratitude for the food. May we receive and nourish our bodies in Jesus' name. Amen.
see, I'm a heathen. I was just about to just dig in.
You pray. I'm keeping it consistent.
I was like, thank you, Lord. Only thing I forgot was the rice today, so I'm so sorry, y'all.
That's cool.
But
Yo,
we got in here. We got
Look, I'm Puerto Rican. That's all we eat is rice. It's cool.
I'm gonna let you know right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Rose, you put your foot in it. Good Lord.
I'm tearing it up, and I don't even eat other people's food like that. But this
Real
is
life?
crazy.
Dang.
Child, my friends can put their foot in everything.
That's
Toes and
Let me
nails.
rephrase. I do eat other people's food, but like I've just had instances where like, oh, it was a potluck, and somebody brings something that got a little bit of hair in it or some weird stuff. So I'm like, I'm just very like
That's real,
conscious
though.
of people's food. This slap, like I don't even care if there's
She
hair
makes
or
great
not. It's
curry.
like, no, there's no hair. There's no hair in it. There's nothing that ain't
There's
supposed
no
to be
hair
in
in
it.
this, okay?
Yo,
But
Rose
this
makes
slap.
great. She makes great.
You
curry.
made this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
not
my
surprised.
goddess.
Rose
Thank
is
you,
amazing.
guys.
Rose be chefing and her homies be chefing. Like,
Facts.
imagine having all your friends that know how to cook.
We all
and
eat
you
good.
know how to cook.
We all eat good,
So
okay?
like, I don't know if I could ask. I know chef secrets.
Okay.
But what's like some of the mix that's in the, you know what I'm saying?
What do you make your curry bust? Like,
That's a really good
Because this curry
question.
bussin'.
it's smoky. It's not too sweet, but it has a sweetness to it.
Oh.
It has a bit of spice to it. Nothing is over the top
Thank
more
you.
than the other.
Yeah.
This is
well,
right
y'all
on
are
point.
definitely going to get
Right
the
on
recipe
time.
for that. But I really do want to continue with this. So while y'all are eating,
Keep
I'm
keep
going to have y'all pick some community service tasks I would love for y'all to do. Okay?
Alright.
So you're going to pick a number between 1 and 50. Okay? And that is going to be your task to do. So whoever wants to pick a number,
I pick 11.
pick 11.
33.
Okay? And 33.
Alright.
Let's do it.
Okay, so number 11, gather newspapers and give to a local animal shelter to line their floors.
Okay.
Alright. Alright, look,
You
I'm
was
being
real
honest.
confused at first. You was like,
I don't
okay.
know if I'm gonna be able to do that, John.
Why not?
Cause I don't got newspapers.
But
But like, I'm definitely down to like go walk a dog or something like that.
Okay, I was gonna say if you want to even call an animal shelter and ask if they need any kind of
Anything?
donations,
I
that
got
can
you.
work as well.
All right, I'm
okay?
down for that.
All
I'm
right,
down
what's
for
number
that.
33?
Okay, donate stuffed animals to children in a hospital.
Aww.
I got messed up
That's
animals.
that's
I got
what's
you.
up.
That's a good one.
I be
That's a good one. I
so
feel like my John wasn't a good John. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna find some
I'm gonna do it though. I'm gonna do it.
Well, I appreciate
No, they have
y'all.
the little beanie babies. They have those. Every time I go to Michael's, I get a beanie baby.
Yeah?
I got a bag.
That's a
I got
throwback.
a dragon.
I'm screaming.
I'm
All right, so thank y'all for that. Thank y'all
Yo,
for serving your community.
Thank
What's
you
up,
for
Paige?
giving us. Thank you for serving the community and making sure your guests is giving back the way they're supposed to.
You prayed for us.
For
You
sure.
fed us. You
And you
laid
gave
our
us
minds.
tasks. You right.
No.
Thank y'all. Y'all,
Gratitude.
I definitely want y'all to continue eating, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we are wrapping up. We are closing out here today.
All right.
So I want y'all to tell the people how they can support you, where they can find you. Go ahead and shameless plug
let you take
yourselves.
another bite and I'll
Pick a
take it for
camera,
you.
any
Go ahead, you go
camera,
first.
and whoever wants to go first can go first.
So you can follow me on Instagram at RAE.DIANZ. I also have a website at Radiance with the same spelling without the period. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Audio Mac. I'm also a painter. So if you're ever looking for a muralist, if you're ever looking for art for your restaurant or for any venue or space, please hit me up. I'm also a flautist as well. So if you need a accompaniment with a band, hit me up. Like hosting events, anything, please. I prefer email over DM, but definitely please reach out anytime.
Dope. Thank you. Where can they find you at, Cage? How can they
right.
support?
So the way you can find me,
When you know the food slap, okay?
I had to just like inhale that real quick.
Yes,
All right.
Lord.
So you can find me on social media, Cagebird. Again, that's spelled Cvgebird. You could also go to cagebird.com, spelled the same way, Cvgebird. Also, music is on all streaming platforms. There's Cagebird. There's music videos on YouTube. Definitely go check out that Free to Trap, you know what I mean? The short film. It's actually in 4 film festivals. There's one coming up that we can't talk about yet because it hasn't been released in the press, but you will hear about it soon of the short film.
Right.
Also, like, if anyone is looking for anyone to work with young people, again, I don't only work with incarcerated youth, but I work with a lot of different youth through a program that I created, basically helping people work through socio-emotional transformation through the arts and through music, and remembering that their value never lessens, it only elevates and improves upon. So we're transforming lives through expression, through healing, through music. If you want that information, you can reach me via email. It's Cagebird, Cvgebird, cagebirdmusic@gmail.com. I could shoot you over a sample of the curriculum if you need any training or want any like teachers, anybody that work with people that want any type of training on how to best ways to put these practices in a classroom. I'm available. Performances, songwriting, any of that type time, features and all of that. You can reach me at cagebirdmusic@gmail.com. And yeah, it's Cagebird. You know what I mean? Holla at me.
Dang. So as y'all can see, I got some fire human beings in front of me. So please tap in. Please tap in. Thank you, I received that. But please tap in with what they got going on. So I want to just thank y'all so much for joining me today, for joining all of us today. This was an incredible conversation. I feel good. I feel good. I'm ready to eat that, but I feel good right now, okay?
That John crazy. It was here and now it's gone.
It was here and now it's not, okay? So thank y'all. Thank y'all for enjoying the soup. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for your time, for your energy, and thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you.
Shout out to the crew
for being here so much. Like you spent at least an hour with me, and you know that time is not a resource that you will ever get back. So for that, I am endlessly grateful. I truly am. So thank you so much, y'all. With that being said, we are getting out of here. Please go out there and do something your future self will thank you for, and your past self will love you for. Peace.
Man, that was
Can I pay you?
So y'all are gonna have containers for y'all to take some home.
What? Yo!
I'm about to get a container for you ready.
You're allowed to get up if you wanted to. You're unplugged. You're not tethered anymore.
This is nice.
But she's like, I just want more food. That shit was
I don't want to say
banging.
that, but I want to say that.
Shout out to the crew.
Right.
You know, vibes, BDG.
What an episode. I hope you enjoyed this show just as much as we enjoyed filming it. But listen, I would love to hear from you. If you want to do me a solid, you can like this video and leave a comment so I can hear your thoughts about today's show. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Until next time.